Greetings, geeks and nerds. I'm Lazy Universe and White and Nerdy, and it's time for more Lazyween. Yeah, since the schedule got screwed up, and everything in my own life is getting screwed up at the moment, so here we are, I suppose. With another manga review of this one that I actually read through and thought, wow, they really missed the beat from what happened the last time. And if you're interested to hear about what happened last time, I will pin where you can find the Volume 1 review down in the comments down below. But I'm going to be talking about the second volume, the Omnibus to High School of the Dead. Which, to be fair, the first volume was honestly better in the way of storytelling. With Volume 2, yeah, there were some well-written characters, but they mostly sped up the process and really up the fan service with one of the characters. We'll get into that. And I will promise you guys that there's not much censoring in this because there's not much nudity in this one, nor sexual references. There's just a few, I suppose you could say, panty shots, but that can be honestly forgiven. So, how did High School of the Dead officially end? Because this is the final color omnibus that you can afford. Well, let's dive into High School of the Dead Color Omnibus Volume 2 and see just exactly how you screw up such a well-written zombie story within just a very, very short time. The cover for the volume is okay for the most part. I assume that's supposed to be Ray basically naked underneath the handprint, but I can't say here or there. But the cover looks nice. It has her basically as the badass, sexy person that she always has been, so that's a plus. And then also he has the parental warning because this is basically a horror manga. We begin our story where it ended last time, with everybody going into the supermarket, Dawn of the Dead style, and being held up by a young police officer who just met the high schoolers, probably according to this manga, maybe at first a couple days ago. So this is our main new character, Asame Nakaoka, who is a young police officer who is inspiring to protect the world and save the world. And yeah, she's just as inspiring as she is cute. As the rest of our cast members basically wonder if she can be involved in this or not. But they have to also figure out a game plan since, well, they're running out of options at the store. As the series points out, that there's mostly a war between Takahashi and as well as Saya-san. They're both basically at each other's wits and at each other's ends of who should be the leader and what exactly is going to happen. And especially that Tanaka basically tells them, you need to start learning that you have two options, basically making a sexual reference to him, basically still being, well, a virgin. Meanwhile, we go over to fan service Shizuka, because this little interesting bit happens. You're asking too much. Oh, come on. Just this once? I'm begging of you. The fact that you were sleeping here is practically an invitation, That's not true. I was tired, so when I saw a bed, I couldn't help myself. I don't care what your reason was. Come on, just a little screw, okay? With this world overrun by monsters, I don't think I'll ever meet as sexy as a woman as you again. And if I can't get through to you with words, then, as he said while holding a knife right to a private area. And with that face, she either is okay with this or horrified. But it's okay. Asaka actually comes in and helps her out by pointing a gun at the guy, saying that she will shoot her, or shoot him, I'm sorry, if he has any intentions. So she intends on shooting him, except he points her out that she's actually shaking like a leaf, so shooting him might not be within her best options. And Shizuka just in the back looking at this like, Well, I was gonna get some, but, this is happening now. But it's okay. Tanaka shows up to the rescue, and as we start to strangle the guy with some rope, telling him that it's no use to fight back, otherwise the rope will get tighter and tighter around his neck, and it will clearly go right through his skin. So he tells him that he can either stop or he will have him killed. His decision. And he does so, because we never really see him again after this, so yeah. Now, this is a moment that I really like. Every single person that's a part of the group is talking about what they should do next. What exactly is their next intention? What would be the best plan of action to do? And this is actually great. You get to see a lot of character development about the characters basically wondering how in the hell that we're supposed to deal with everything and how are we supposed to deal with all of this. Because the store's running out of options, but the world outside, especially with the zombies, is just getting worse and worse and worse. They're wondering if they might find things on the outside that could help them even more. And what's more, that they found bikes that might aid them and help them in their journey. So everybody decides that there's what's for options around the store, but then let's leave. Like I said, this is basically a parody to Dawn of the Dead, a movie that I haven't seen, but it's still critically acclaimed. But I do know the plot of Dawn of the Dead is that there's a group of survivors held up inside of a mall where they basically live out their everyday lives until the zombies overrun the mall. Which seems to be the point that's going on here. The characters are talking about the zombies that are overruling the world, and the superstore that they're inside of is running out of options. So they have two suggestions: stay and let the zombies overrun everything, or leave and with the hopes of trying to find more survivors. So they decide that it's probably the best option to leave and then search for better options out there. As probably, yeah, the zombies would soon overrun them, and then there'd be no survivors, and the zombie forces would win. So the high school gang decides we're going to leave the store and try to search for more options, which sounds like the better option. And especially for people that have played zombie games, you know that sometimes leaving the place where you were held up is sometimes the better option. There's also another kind of cute moment I like where Asaka and Koda talk to each other, with Koda actually having feelings for Asaka. Remember this for later. Anyways, Asaka tells Koda that she really appreciates everything that he's been doing for her, and she's doing this for hugging him and basically puts his face in her chest. You really saved me. Even though a zombie's supposed to be a cop, I was totally useless. This police officer had no police training and yet had not meaning to hold a gun. You know these things? She's completely useless now. While searching around, and more than likely looking for options, the team happened to stumble upon a lot of zombies coming after them, with everybody basically teaming up together to try to hold off their forces. But they were soon overrun by the huge horde outside, which no matter what in the world is going on, yeah, they're just gonna end up, well, as a horde of the undead. Everybody still helping out one another and making sure that everybody is okay while looking for supplies that everybody could use within the small group that they have. And meanwhile, speaking of zombie horde, Asaka points out nobody's coming to save them, as her own police captain slash trainer had turned into a zombie, who she was hoping to basically come and save them. But now she's left terrified that there is absolutely nobody that she can count upon. So she runs away, cowering in fear because she knows that everything's at an end. And in fact, she's so upset that she said this to Koda, a person she cares about. Where you go? Drop the chivalrous knight at you, bat four eyes! And, yep. So Koda and the zombie fans, you can unship them for it now. Keep in mind of this for later. As the team goes back after the weapons, as you will not believe where they decided to hide them. Inside of a bra container. Just because teenagers. Whose idea was this? His. I'll admit, it's a good hiding place after all. Only well-endowed women would ever look in there. A total perv! Oh my god. I think. I'm not sure. I can't prove this, but I think that High School of the Dead just pulled a Monster Musume reference. Because the references with the bras and the well-endowed women is a reference to the cover story of Volume 4, which is known as bra shopping. In the cover story, Mia takes the other girls bra shopping because she decides, well, hey, instead of wandering around all naked, they should be wearing something to basically cover themselves up. Where they make a reference to Centaura having giant boobs, with Mia saying that she needs one of them and she said that she does not, which she has 103 I cup. Meanwhile, other girls are trying to help her while doing the same thing that the boys were doing earlier. Which, of course, you would think that everything was going well because the cup still runs over in a 103 I cup as the bra snaps, revealing her breast, but that is an image that I cannot show here on YouTube. Skipping ahead, indeed, Dawn of the Dead style, the zombies overrun the superstore or the mall where the children were staying at, so now they only have no option except for to run, which they decide to do while these new survivors basically run into the high school again. Well, high schooler and a sexy teacher and a young girl. It's zombies versus humans, not plants versus zombies, as they seem to be doing a well job at taking care of everything that's going on here, beating up zombies, basically saving each other, but it only is going so far. And as you can plainly see, the problem has indeed gotten worse. Way worse. The world is seeming to be overrun by zombies, and they're not exactly sure just what can happen, except making game plan after game plan after game plan, with trying to basically save whoever deemed worthy. And pretty soon, before you know it, they get overrun. Asaka and another gentleman who was going to rape Miss Shizuka at the beginning of this, while trying to save a young boy, trying to tell him to stay down and to keep quiet. The boy runs away, cowering in fear, with Asaka left behind, but not going so well. As Asaka tries to do everything, she tells Koda that they must do something about this. As Koda says, we can't abandon her, but as she tells him that she has always hated him. I hated everything about you. I never liked you. Never! I never liked you at all. Well, she's basically sacrificing herself. She's doing it on purpose. She's doing it so we can get away. But why? Because we're high schoolers. And she's an adult. An adult? She's only 2 years older than us. He says we're making a meme-worthy reaction face, so top notch. But yes, Asami draws all the zombies in right into one place, as she tried to tell them please do not let Asami turn into a zombie. And so a heart-rushing moment had been made. Koda lines up the shot. She thanks him for understanding, and he takes the headshot. But enough about that sad moment. Let's just keep going on and hunting zombies and forgetting that a small little incident ever happened right now. Except Koda probably lost his sanity because he will not stop head shooting zombies. I'm kidding, of course. They do bring the moment back up because they do understand how he's feeling, especially the younger little girl who lost her dad previously, as the rest of everybody keep beating down zombies because, well, zombies are bad, okay? But Koda decides that he's given up. So Miss Shizuka basically rides to him, sexy badass style, with a dog in between her boobs because... joke? And then grabs his face and tells him, Koto Hirano, where are you from? Huh? Tokanosu? Tokanosu! There are only two kinds of people in Tokanusu. Humans and them! Which one are you? You're not the average high schooler anymore. You're a warrior, not just for yourself, but for everyone, just like Asame-san. Giving him the inspiration, warrior sense, whatever, that he truly needed, as he replied with a high pitch, probably, yes ma'am, while trying to hide an awkward boner. But while looking for more survivors, they happened to come across a note that says all survivors head for Nidoko's third elementary school. As they're happy because this means that one of the characters' fathers, I cannot remember her name, Saya, is remembering that her father is still alive, and she hugs Takashi, who is in the respect that, hey, guess what? My dad's still alive, so this means that the war isn't over. As the high schoolers, or just the kids, basically run into a more convenient store, as Miss Tanaka is looking at condoms. This is going to become a reference later, as it is starting to rain. Everybody's grabbing what they need, clothes, supplies, that whole gag. As Koda calls out Miss Tanaka, "Ah, Shizuka-sensei, may I please see that? You want to use them in here?" But that's not exactly what the intention is. As they decide to do something that's kind of cool, they pull out one of the condoms. As Koda points out that he was trying to clean it somehow, and they put it over the gun basically to clean it. I don't know if you can actually do that or not, but I do have to say that it's quite something that you would never probably think of, but desperate times call for desperate measures, right? Right. As they decide to make a net launcher, Michizuka's perverted mind goes right into, that. As Koda points out, no, not like that. Not like that. A net, like a meshing. You hold the body of it and then pull on the string hanging in the back to launch it out. Huh? Then it doesn't use gunpowder? It probably uses gas to launch, so there is no danger. But then Miss Shizuka does this with it. As she points out, it's the only place that she can put it. Sure. Anyway, the team goes out and basically start to kick ass. They start going out after zombies, ruining them, wrecking their lives, doing that whole entire shit and caboodle, the same stuff that they were doing, that they have been doing for a very long time now. As, yes, they keep fighting off zombies, our pink-haired girl here, what's called a gun, fires off a shot that goes right through the woman's breast. And what's funny is that it deflates her boobs. She goes from like a D or double D cup straight into a B. Shit! Stupid sexist bullet! As meanwhile, she grabs Coda's gun, and this had to hurt some women, so I apologize to my female viewers, starts water sliding in the rain on concrete on her boobs, sliding towards a zombie just so she can shoot it better because she can't see due to the heavy rain. And basically kills it of what's going on, and claiming that she is a genius. Sure.
Unimaginable things you couldn't even comprehend. Right. Just to get back here and save you all.
That's pretty much what happens. So anyways, the mom and Ray basically come back together, and she's so happy to see everybody, as everybody points out that they can't believe that Ray's mom is basically a badass. As they run into a horde of zombies oncoming on the way. Since your sight's not as good in the rain, don't run, and nobody fire until I say so. With a horde of zombies coming near them, and they all prepared. And that's how the story ends. The original was such a high hope and expectation, taking the teenage characters and writing them pretty damn well in my opinion, and then transforming them into basically adults while going through this big epic journey through their life. It's not much, but it was really damn impressive for what it was worth. And Volume 2? Sort of the same thing as the original, but not quite there. The characters aren't as well written as they are, and especially Miss Shizuka, who is actually a character that I really did like, and I know from one of the creators that she was used as basically a sex object because he had a crush on like his high school nurse or something like that. So, yeah. Her played off as a sex object this time around is kind of funny in a sense, but not what I was anticipating. This was not basically the story that I thought. While still good, it's not the original. So basically similar to a movie sequel, sometimes the original is better than the sequel. So, Would I recommend checking out High School of the Dead Color Omnibus Volume 2? I suppose I am. While it's rushed and you can definitely see it, it's still a damn good story with still some good high marks and low marks if in between. But I do recommend just checking out the first volume and skipping over this one. While yeah, this one is still just as good, it's just that the original is so much better with the way that it handled the characters. And if you read High School of the Dead, you would know what I mean. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I believe you watch. I want you to keep eking on, and be sure to check out High School of the Dead Color Omnibus Volume 2 if you can. While it's not exactly what I would say is the greatest run of it, I will say that it's still good despite the major flaws that it has, so it is still worth checking out. And I hope that you guys enjoyed all the good reviews that I've been doing. Cause when I come back next time, we're gonna review a movie that is so boring, you're not gonna believe it actually exists. And that's a horror film. And it is based off a classic horror icon. More on that next time. But thank you guys so much for watching. I believe you will. I want you to keep. You can always be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and if you like Lazyween or you just like my videos, be sure to hit that bell icon so you can be notified every single time that I make an upload. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, take care and follow me at Twitter with the link in the description down below, and also in the pinned comments. Be sure to check out the original High School of the Dead Color Omnibus Volume 1 review that I did quite a long time ago. That I did last year for Lazyween. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, and as always, stay spooky.